Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, I'd like to welcome you, dear viewers, to another in our series, In the Light of Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May Allah's peace and blessings be on each and every one of you. We're continuing our program to look at various questions which have been written in by our viewers. In future programs, we'll be looking at some which have come to us over the internet, some which have come by way of fax, as well as some which have come in the course of lectures which I've given. And I should mention that we have regular lectures on Islam every Thursday at Discover Islam in Dubai, in English, for those who would like to attend, and there's place for women as well as men. You may contact the Islamic Information Center at 396-2190 to get further information on that. Otherwise, you may write me, Dr. Bilal Phillips, at P.O. Box 111. This is Sharjah Television, Sharjah. Anyway, our first question, which comes from Germany. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Abu Ameena Bilal Phillips. I have a few questions and would like them to be answered. My first question: I am a Somali refugee in Germany and don't have any job, living in a small village. Even if I get a job, I can't get permission. I guess meaning that it is illegal. I'm about 10 years here. I guess I've been here for about 10 years and have nothing at all. I just take refugee money. So is that money forbidden? Is it haram? Second question: if, for example, I get a job from a restaurant which sells pork and beer, am I supposed to work there or not? Third question: there's also another religion which has developed from Pakistan known as Ahmadiyya. They claim to have their own Khalifa living in England, but they pray and fast Ramadan. So I'd like more information about this religion, whether they're Muslims or not. Okay, this is from Sister Maymuna. Our first question: as a refugee in Germany, she's been there for the last 10 years, not really being allowed to work, refugees not having permission to work. I guess she gets maybe some jobs illegally or whatever. But the question is, can she take this refugee money? I mean, is this money considered haram or not? Well, there are not a lot of factors here. One, I suppose she went there during the period of the conflict in Somalia, where there was a breakdown, there was famine, people fled the country, for survival. So she ended up in Germany. Inshallah, if her intention was good when she left, that of trying to preserve herself and her religion, then, her seeking refuge in Germany is something which is not considered sinful. But however, if it was that she just took an opportunity, because again, during these times of crises, opportunities present themselves for people in the third world countries, Muslim countries, to flee to the West, where they hear and they know that they will be taken care of. The welfare systems of the West look after the citizens of the country, whereas back in Somalia or in Pakistan, if you don't produce, if you don't work and earn, then you die. You'll starve to death. There's no system there to look after you, So England, America, Canada, Germany, France, etc., appear to be very attractive to people looking for an easy life. So people who flee with this kind of intention and go there and just sit on welfare systems collecting monies from the government. This is haram. This is haram, forbidden in Islam, because it becomes begging without need, without real need. Prophet ﷺ forbade begging. It's forbidden in Islam, unless there are specific circumstances where people have suffered calamities, etc., etc. They're allowed to beg just to get themselves back on their feet. But they have to be very careful, because Prophet ﷺ had said that one who begs and does not need to do so, has other means, they will come before Allah on the Day of Judgment with no skin on their face. The skin will be off their face. Their faces will be exposed. Most horrible looking sights. This is a part of the degradation of those who would resort to begging, when they are capable of providing for themselves. So I would advise our sister, if there's someplace else you can go and work, earn yourself your own living, be with the rest of your family, save your religion, then you would better do that. In terms of working in a restaurant which sells pork and beer, which means you're going to be selling pork and you're going to be serving beer, etc., this is forbidden for a Muslim to serve, to prepare pork or alcohol. It's forbidden for a Muslim. Now, if you are working in the restaurant as a cashier or as a sweeper, or where you're not directly involved in these products, and the main, of course, is not a pub or bar, right? But a restaurant where people are mostly coming to eat, but they may have these things with their meal. In such circumstance, it is permissible as long as you're not directly involved in the process of alcohol, the purchasing, the sale, the serving of alcohol or pork. But now, if you were working, for example, in a pub, a bar, where the institution is for the sale of alcohol, even though you may only be the sweeper, or you may be the guard, or whatever in that institution, it is haram. Your money will be haram. It is forbidden for you. So whenever we look at issues of working, especially working in circumstances where some elements of haram are involved, we have to look at the base of that institution. Is that institution's base haram? For example, working in a brewery where they produce alcohol, or working in a bank which is involved in interest, which is an interest-based bank. These are forbidden for Muslims. But working in a hotel, which may sell some alcohol, there may be prostitution going on in some parts of the hotel, different points of time, etc. But the institution as a whole, a hotel, is not haram. It's providing home for travelers. So where the institution in and of itself is not haram, then to work there in a capacity which does not directly involve haram is permissible. The third question, with regards to the Ahmadiyya religion. Right? Ahmadiyya is one of the names which are used. Qadianiyya is another name, the Qadianis or the Ahmadis. These are branches of a sect which appeared back in the late 1800s, founded by Mirza Ghulam Ahmed of India, and the part which eventually became a part of Pakistan. They're based in Rabwa in Pakistan today, and they also have the Lahore and the Karachi branches. Now, Ghulam Ahmed is an individual who started out as a defender of Islam in the newspapers in India. People who had written some questions, he raised issues about Islam, he wrote defending it initially. Then he started making claims of being some kind of a reviver of the religion. Eventually this led him on to claim, that he was the Mahdi, and who was a revival of religion which Prophet Muhammad had predicted would come as one of the signs of the last day. Then he went on to claim that he was a prophet of Allah, he was receiving a revelation from Allah, and ultimately he claimed that he was Isa, Prophet Jesus, who was to return, and he has his writings were considered by his followers to be revelation from Allah. This is all, from the Islamic point of view, kufr, disbelief, misguidance. That sect is not considered to be a